What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Ministry in the Markets, where we strive to be people who understand the times to know what we ought to do. My name is Jamal Rose, and I am not a financial advisor. So please do not take anything that I say or do in these videos as financial advice. Please do your own DD and or due diligence slash research so you know what is best for you and your family in these financial times. Cool. That was the intro. Let's get into the info. This is the S&P 500 on the daily chart. So we got that type of bounce that I was saying that was going to come right after we drew this fib right here. I was looking for this range between the second standard deviation and the 2.5 standard deviation to kind of be the bottom, at least for right now. I don't necessarily know if the official bottom is in, but I will tell you this. Um, well, one, getting the rejection out of this trailing golden pocket that I've coded through ChatGPT. Look on the channel to see the video on how I did that, or how you can just trade or create a indicator using ChatGPT on TradingView as well. Getting a wick out of that trailing golden pocket is not necessarily what you want to see. However, I will say this. If we continue to push to the upside and if you kind of just move this fib back down to the low, right? So we had the low right here, and we started to continue to go up. So you can kind of say, like, all right, this is the most recent swing low. Now, if you bring down that fib really kind of just back down here, that is really where you want to get back above. If you get back above this and you continue to push between 532 and 563. All right, cool. We're great. We're golden. No pun intended. Golden pocket. And we can continue to just move back to the upside and hopefully retest the highs and push above that. However, is since we've now lowered the golden pocket again, even if you do get above my trailing golden pocket and you kind of get into this range and you do the same thing you did here, which is reject out of that golden pocket, right? We came up to it, printed a doji candle on the daily with indecision in the golden pocket. You're probably going to reject from it, and that's exactly what happened. The only days again that threw me off were these 3 days right here. Just didn't make any sense to me to try and retrace back up here. Um, Bullish tariffs or not. I just didn't understand it. And we dropped from there, which made total sense after rejecting out of that golden pocket. And so I would look for kind of the same confirmation if that happens here of kind of going in that golden pocket area, kind of creating that doji candle and dropping back down. However, at that point, we will be above this trailing golden pocket, and if you come down into it and kind of get a bounce, if you will, let me draw it for you so you can kind of maybe see what I'm talking about. So let's say it ends up being like this. And then let me change the color now. And price comes down into it and bounces out of it, that would be bullish. That would be bullish right there. But we'll have to see how that works out. We are getting a little bit oversold on the MACD. But if I'm being honest, I'm going to say that we'll probably come up into here and reject out of it. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to test lows. We could come back up, come into it, reject out of it, and not test lows. And now we start to slowly move back up and we're creating lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower highs, higher highs, creating an uptrend. And then from there, I would look to probably draw another fib from that point and see where the golden pocket is at that. That's it. Let's get into the tweet of the day. The tweet of the day really comes from Trend Spider. I love their account and kind of just their updates that they give. They talked about any potential emergency rate cuts coming into the market because there was a emergency kind of close board meeting today that happened April 7th, happened this morning. And if you understand markets, you understand that they're all future speculating. So if the markets even sense or sniff that there may be rate cuts coming, markets will begin to pop. And that is just kind of my thought process behind where I'm going in the market today. On top of the fact that there a lot of countries are saying, hey, we're going to give in to Trump's demands as far as tariffs go. And if that's the case, man, we're going to continue to see a run. So that's it. It was a really quick video. Just wanted to give you guys an update on where the markets are currently at. This was a crazy move today. However, I don't suspect the rest of the day to continue to be super crazy like this. I think we start to get a trending market. Yeah, somewhere between Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll kind of just go from there. Let's take a look at ES really quick and see how we're trading here. Um, yeah, again, if the futures E-mini S&P 500, if we make lower highs, right, and we kind of just continue to push above, eventually, we're gonna make higher highs, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs. That is how you make an uptrend. So we'll see how this goes moving forward. And yeah, I love you guys. God bless you. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care.